Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, going to focus on 4 areas in particular. Going to talk about Frank Lampard's press conference today and the game tomorrow when we play Barnsley in the League Cup. We're going to be talking about Thiago Silva's first press conference today, where he spoke really well earlier this afternoon. We're also going to talk about the fact that Edouard Mendy, Frank Lampard has confirmed that he's having his medical done today. Everything should be done, dusted, signed, sealed and delivered by Thursday. And finally, Toni Rudiger and his current situation. All this in a video, me to you, describing in detail what I feel, and hopefully you guys can resonate with that. If you do resonate, smash the like button for me, subscribe to the channel, but make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss when my videos come out. But for now, let's get cracking. So you guys may or may not have seen my last video, which I recorded early yesterday morning. I was still rolled up, I was still fuming after the Liverpool performance. The overall feeling that I had was that we could have done so much more, and we sat back and we just played much sort of so within ourselves, and that's what really frustrated me. And then when we went down to 10 men, we could have played with a 3-man defence, 2 wing-backs, 3-man midfield and just Werner up front to give us something in the wide areas to counteract their full-backs. We didn't do it. You know, we lost the game and yeah, I wasn't happy. But I've had time to sort of digest the game, and listening to Frank Lampard today, and he made a really big important point. And it's something that I missed, maybe other people have as well. He was asked about the Carabao Cup and if it's a chance for youth players to be playing tomorrow. And Frank was quick to point out the fact that we're 2 weeks behind everybody else as far as pre-season goes. Because we had the extended break due to our Champions League involvement, we played Bayern. We've only played 1 pre-season game. Currently, all the players are not fit. They're aiming to try to get to be match fit as quickly as possible, and so the game tomorrow against Barnsley is going to be that chance for Frank and the players to gain more fitness, to go that little bit further. You will probably see some rotation with 2 debuts likely, which more on that in a second. But it's just, when he sort of mentioned that, I just thought, yeah, you know, we can't go judging where we're at the moment. I did, and that was my downfall maybe. I know other people agreed with what I was saying, and the message I was trying to get across about being frustrated, I'm actually pleased that I was, because we should be going for these teams like Liverpool, but obviously you take into account the fitness situation and we have to take a step back, which is what I'm doing. Hold my hands up to that and gonna move on. And Frank was talking about the fitness, and he was talking about 2 players that are in line to make their debuts, and one of them is Thiago Silva. He's yet to decide, Lampard, as to how long he'll give him in the game, but he's definitely going to be involved. And the other, who's in the squad and available for selection, is Ben Chilwell, which is interesting to see. Will Frank decide to start him and maybe give him a half or an hour and then bring him off, or bring him on for half an hour? The same with Thiago Silva. I think what we will see is that it's a chance to rotate some players. Think about the fact that the ones that have played both games currently, think about those who haven't started that could be starting, the likes of Giroud, Abraham, Ross Barkley, Rudiger. You know, you're looking at Cesar Azpilicueta will more likely come in. Willy Caballero will come in. Will Kai Havertz get another start in a favoured position maybe? Will Timo get a start, or will he be rested? Bearing in mind we've got West Brom coming up on the weekend. It's just a chance, games such as this, to rotate players. But Frank is very clear that you give every single opponent respect. Play to win, obviously, because that's what you want to do. But it's an ideal opportunity to get more match fitness, and that's what it's all about. And that was key. That was part of Frank Lampard's message today in his press conference. And now we're going to talk about Thiago Silva. I just want to give you a quote from Thiago Silva. When he finished his press conference today, one of the final questions he was asked, and he basically said, if you wanted to sign someone that can run, you would have signed Usain Bolt. And I thought that was good. He's just talking about the fact that, you know, that his experience, you know, he's not afraid of the Premier League and the pace. When he was asked about joining Chelsea, he said this is a really important moment for me. It's another opportunity in my life. I'm well prepared. I've been working hard towards it. So tomorrow's my first game and I think it will go well, given the way we've been training. Little by little, we're getting to the level where we have to be. He was also asked about what his involvement will be on and off the pitch and around the club. Obviously, bearing in mind this guy's got a wealth of experience and will be great for us. Our back line, our defence can only benefit from the experience of Thiago Silva. And when he was asked about the contribution on and off the pitch, he said this: off the pitch, it's basically the same thing. I have my experience in my career of all that I've won, and it's important to show the younger players that just playing matches isn't enough. They need this preparation to be ready and in the best state possible. And they must see how important it is to win things, because people who are successful and win things are remembered. For example, our manager Frank Lampard has won so much, including one of the biggest championships in world football. He will be remembered eternally, not just by Chelsea fans. And that was cool. The message is you need to prepare, you need to work hard if you want to get your opportunity. And that's something that we all know Frank Lampard talks about. If you've got the right attitude and you train hard and train well, you'll be given an opportunity to shine in the first team. It's then down to you to take that chance. When Thiago Silva was asked also of his age, about the fact that he's 36 now, and he said this: I feel really good. Age is just a number. Physically, I feel very young and well prepared for this. People who know me know how much I love my work, how I put in 200%. And this is a great opportunity that Chelsea and Frank Lampard have given me, and I don't want to let them down. Thiago Silva is class. The bloke oozes class. He doesn't look his age. And as I say, his experience, his knowledge, his know-how is going to be immense for us. I keep saying this about Thiago Silva. And, people are probably questioning, why would you let people go at the age of 33, 34 by not giving them a 2-year contract? When you've got our backline lacks experience in the big games, apart from Aspi. And at times you can see them looking around at each other. They're looking for some guidance. They're looking for someone to talk to them. It's my opinion that Aspi, as I've said before, is a vice captain. He's not the captain that will go and give people a rollicking and give people a kick up the backside. He'll shout at people, try and cajole them, but that's about it. It doesn't come natural. Aspi is the vice captain, and if anything, he likes to have someone next to him talking as well. Zuma performs better when he's got someone organising him and talking to him next to him. Tomori probably will do initially, the first couple of seasons. Christensen the same. Rudiger to get him to calm down when he needs to calm down. Chilwell will rely on someone like Thiago Silva's experience along with Alonso. It can only benefit Chelsea going forward, and it'll implement the way that we play, the way we move, the positions we take up. When we go, when we sit, when we go, when we just keep our shape. And that'll be implemented over the whole time Thiago Silva's here, whether it's 1 year or 2 years. And hopefully that will become the defensive philosophy under Frank going forward, even when the guy's not here, Silva. It'll just last because it'll be embedded into those defenders at the club. And that's why Thiago Silva's signed. Now we're going to talk about the fact that Edouard Mendy, confirmed by Frank Lampard, was having a medical today. Now it's rumoured that medical's been taking place in Berlin. It should then be done, dusted, and then he should have the contract signed, and it'll be announced Thursday. And when Frank Lampard was asked about quarantine measures possibly, he was under the impression that as soon as he signs and joins up with the team, he's ready to be selected and ready to play, providing that he's fit. Frank Lampard also acknowledged the fact that he leaned on Petr Cech when it comes to the goalkeeping position. Frank leans on Cech for advice, because obviously it's something that he's not well versed in, and Petr Cech is, with his wealth of experience, being the best goalkeeper in the world at one point in his career. And he leans on him. So you can imagine he's leaning on him about Kepa, about Willy Caballero, and about Mendy coming in. And he said that Petr Cech played a big role in getting Mendy into the club. But again, it's competition for places, which is what Frank Lampard wants. He's not coming in as an out-and-out number one, despite Kepa's mistakes. Kepa just needs to build his confidence, and if he has a run of games over a couple of weeks where there's no mistakes, he makes some good saves, that'll keep improving. We can hammer Kepa as much as we want. You guys need to get used to it as well as I do. Kepa's here to stay. And if it means he sits out the team and Mendy comes in, as long as he's training right, his attitude's right, and he's performing on the pitch, Frank Lampard will pick whoever that is. So if it's Mendy, if it's Kepa, hopefully it'll be Mendy to begin with to give Kepa a little bit of a break, even though putting Kepa on the bench with Mendy comes in will be a bit of a blow. You could see Kepa being given more opportunities in the next few weeks. And then Frank, once this all sort of dies down a bit and everyone begins to get their match fitness, you're going to see in 2-3 months' time, Frank's idea of his first team, strongest 11. Think Pulisic, Ziyech are both out, still out. You know, you've only got Chilwell and Silva being available now. So it's going to take time. People only need to be fit. People are going on about Kai Havertz. Give the guy a break. He's only trained for just over a week. He'll be fine. Looks a bit nervy at the minute. Unlucky with the fact that Christensen got himself sent off and he was the one that was sacrificed. Just give the guy time. He'll be fine. And I just want to talk about one player who is sort of in the headlines at the moment, and that's Antonio Rudiger. And Frank was asked today in his press conference about Rudiger and why he wasn't involved at all in the squad for the game against Liverpool. Honestly and openly, as he did after the game, as he did before the game, he did today. It's not a case that when the lockdown when the Premier League restarted, we could have 9 subs on the bench and you could bring 5 on. You can only name 7 and bring 3 on. He can't put 2 centre-backs on the bench. He's got 5 centre-backs. He can pick 2. He can put 1 on the bench, plus Aspi, for example, who he knows can cover there. So you use the other positions for midfielders and attackers. So that's all it was. But I just think there's a little bit more to this. And we were all talking about Rudiger when he come back after his injury. At one point or another, all of us have said the guy's struggling for form. He's struggling to get back to being the person that he was when he first came. I keep saying it on my videos, you guys. I know you guys that watch it all the time probably get bored of me saying it, but if you're watching my video for the first time, welcome. The point I keep saying about Rudiger is he just seems erratic to me. He just seems too erratic. He always seems to be playing on the edge, not with a level head, but sort of on the edge. And any sort of a flare up, he's there wanting to get involved. And I really think the Sheffield United defeat away in the games that we played at the end of last season was, it was a bad game for everyone, but for Rudiger, I think he had a bad game. Remember when he tried to clear the ball and played it straight to their attacker who then scored. Frank is very much, attitude's got to be right, you've got to be training right, and then you get into the team, play well and you stay in the team. If you don't play well, you're out. And I think that there must have been some sort of a truce as far as Frank and Tomori are concerned. I think it's a clean slate. I think it's a fresh start. The fact that he brought him on, I think, speaks volumes. And Tomori's now ahead of Rudiger. So you're looking at the 4, because we're all sitting here saying it's Thiago Silva +1. Now at the moment, you'd have to pick Kurt Zuma, who's done nothing wrong. End of the season, did nothing wrong. He started well. He's the man that goes forward and makes the challenges to win headers. He fronts up defenders and gets amongst them and challenges them and allows the person next to him to cover, which is what his initial relationship with Silva will be like. But then you're looking at Christensen let himself down against Liverpool. Tomori's sort of got back in, so it's between those 3 for one position. And could we see Rudiger leave? Now, there's reports, all sorts of reports that, he's considering his future. It's the first time he's had to deal with this since Frank Lampard's taken over, being out of the team when he's fit, or when he's as fit as everybody else is currently. And it's down to him now to turn things around, get back in the good books with Frank. That's what he needs to do. And if he's not prepared to do that, then you'll have to say, then go. If he goes to Tottenham, there's rumours of Tottenham, there's rumours of other teams. If everybody in the squad, the message is clear from Frank, and he's very keen to talk about attitude. Your attitude's got to be right as well, and you must train hard and train well. So it's down to everyone to do it. These new players have coming in, they're going to be busting the gut to impress. Everybody else, their level needs to match them. and they need to get there and quickly. So at the moment for me, I keep saying it. Last year when Frank took over, you picked 2 centre-halves after Louis left to be the main starters. You would have said Rudiger and Christensen. Look now as at how it's literally the 180, and you're now saying Zuma and Tomori. It's interesting. It shows you how things turn. Hopefully on these 4 news items covered in the video, you guys can relate to what I'm saying. I've made a little bit of sense. I'm not just waffling. Post your comments in the comment section below about anything I've discussed in the video. If you've liked it, smash that like button for me, then subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications though, so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for taking the time out to watch my video. It's much appreciated. 11,200 subscribers now. I'm nowhere near as big as the other guys, but I try to keep it as real as I can. My thumbnails are not great. I don't know how to use Photoshop, so if you see a crappy thumbnail, it's probably mine. But the main thing for you guys is hopefully is this content that you enjoy. Have a great Tuesday evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.